Air-Clips.com.
Hi guys, I'm Patrick from Airclips.com. Welcome to another fantastic episode of the ultimate cockpit movies here at Airclips. Today I'm welcoming you from Zagreb in Croatia, southeastern Europe, and you can be looking forward to two full flights on a really beautiful classic jet aircraft, the Trade Air Fokker 100. It's a very special occasion and a very rare chance for us to join this mission. It's basically been the very last Air-Clips production just prior COVID kicked in early 2020. This was one of the last flights before all the restrictions came into place, and I'm very happy that Trade Air took us along the ride. Trade Air is a leading operator, a leading airline for so-called ACMI operations. So in other words, very flexible charter operations. They have the aircraft, the crew, the maintenance, the insurance. You just call them and they will get their aircraft ready in an hour or whatever and fly wherever you want and almost whatever you want. They have a fleet of Fokker 100s and Airbus A320s. And today it's a special charter that is routing from Madrid to Vienna. Now, for us it's a pleasant first part of the journey. For us that means that we have to position the aircraft empty, a so-called ferry flight from its base in Zagreb into Madrid. And I'm gonna join our crew all the way from Zagreb via Madrid into Vienna. Thank you very much for being on board here. Please don't forget that we already have another Ultimate Cockpit movie of the Fokker 100 online. It's quite a nice one. You will find all our movies down here at movies.airclips.com. It's your one-stop source for all the free high-level documentaries and cockpit movies. And also, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to Airclips.com. Well, but now let's crank it up and let's start our fantastic journey here from Zagreb, Croatia. Enjoy the Trade Air Fokker 100.
Good morning guys, my name is Jovan Vidakovic and they calling me JJ because it's easier to pronounce. So I would just like to introduce myself and my colleagues from the Trade Air. This is the Captain Gabor flying with us today and my first officer Antonio Žuti. We are now in Zagreb in Croatia in Trade Air's Operational Control Center. You can see our Operational Control Center manager, Marko. We just arrived and we're preparing for our flight today. So the cabin crew is actually now in the briefing room performing their briefing for the flight, and we're going to join them later to brief with the complete crew. The first flight we are flying to Madrid as a ferry flight on the Fokker 100 aircraft. Probably you heard it, it's a very old one, and actually the museum exponent we are flying and trying to keep it flying. Actually, we very like this aircraft and it's very nice for the pilots and especially for the young pilots to fly it because it's
something unique.
Yeah,
history.
It's something unique, and it can really easily accommodate the mistakes the young pilots can do during the flight. So the first flight is going to be 3 hours, and actually the second flight is also like a 3 hours. So the first flight is going to be to Madrid, as I said, and I'm going to fly the first flight. The second flight will be with the passengers on board, I think around 90 passengers. Special flight, it's a charter flight, and Antonio will fly the second flight. Captain Gabar will act as line training captain, and he will check our flights because we didn't fly the Fokker for quite a while now due to the maintenance the Fokker was in the last couple of months. So that's it. I hope that you're going to enjoy it out on the flight. Later on, you're going to see our beautiful cabin crews, and we are lucky now because we have all 3 female cabin crews. And that's not very usual in the company because the crew planning doesn't like us, and we are pretending to have all the guys with us. And the guys, if you want to say something, please do so.
Okay, my name is Gabo Krasland. I'm in aviation for 40 years. And in history, I have different types, and I can tell you a lot about. And actually on this flight, I will keep silent because I don't want to disturb the duty. My actual role is observation and debriefing, that's all.
My name is Antonio Žuti, I'm first officer. I'm at the moment 3.5 years in the trader. I welcome you here in our headquarters of trader. We are now in the vicinity of Zagreb airport, and after we finish with paperwork, briefing with the cabin crew, we'll continue to the airport, pass all the security checks, check the aircraft, and start our first flight of the day.
Da li imaš briefing onaj?
Evo sad ću isprintat, čekaj ovo nosite sa sobom, da?
Da. I need to. That's only a HM.
Oh, hi.
But the briefing I need because of the fuel
Fuel prices.
to check how much we have it.
So weather is okay, maybe some windy weather in Vienna.
Yeah, there is nothing
And
special.
no terms, nothing to concern about. Just some taxiways and lights out of service.
There's some small turbulence, no?
Yeah. Especially on the way to Vienna
Yeah.
during descent.
Okay.
Yeah, as you can see.
Let's go to the cabin. Marco will print this. We're gonna
Have
take
you ordered the fuel?
Not yet.
Are we gonna take full? I think because it's cheaper
Okay,
here
yes,
than in
yes,
Madrid.
cheaper, 70.
I think, but let's see. Yeah, 606. Madrid 673. If you can tell to the Lugaric to take a full fuel. Yeah, that's it. Bok jutro. Uđi. Kaj im? Zdravo.
Ide se, a?
Ma da.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
Jutro.
Jutro.
Let's go.
Yeah, good. I don't know.
Evo sad ću ajde. Hi guys.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You ready for briefing?
Yes, Captain, we are ready.
Okay, so let's start it. Flying 9 Alpha Bravo Tango Echo, 2 flights to Madrid and then to Vienna. And today we have a special flight because we're gonna join with the guys from the Air-Clips. So instead of 70, 80 passengers, we're gonna have like a few millions. I hope you can serve all of them.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah, we have
They
2
will have
flights
enough time.
with the 3 hours, 2:30 and 2:52. So we should have enough time for all of those. Okay, you need to be nice as always and smile as always.
I think we will have enough coffee for all.
Mariana, we will not drink your coffee, don't worry about that. Definitely we're gonna have a lot of coffee. Sanders making a coffee for the cockpit today. Yeah, I don't believe to you too. Yeah, you're welcome. So as I said, and the Gabar will join us. He's acting as line training captain. Actually, he's doing the check for me and Jute because we didn't fly on the Fokker for 4 months, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gonna be interesting.
Hopefully we will survive.
Hopefully.
I would like to say that after the flight, let's make it clear that you are remaining with me and we continue from
For drinks.
Vienna next evening, and you will leave.
We're going
yes.
home. Yeah, we are just doing
So
2 flights, and we are going home, and then Gabor continue with Yanis Bubera with you for the 7th flight.
We will enjoy Vienna for 1 day.
So just regarding the flight, the first flight is going to be the ferry flight, and the second one it's with 60 passengers, I believe. We're going to see exactly the number when we come. The weather is fine, and during the flight you can expect some turbulence on the second flight during descent to Vienna and a little bit windy weather in Vienna. That's all. There is no special NOTAMs. You need to do the whole briefing, and yeah, tell me.
We will just to repeat, we will get some catering here in Zagreb and the rest of the catering in Madrid.
Yeah, I think
that's actually
yeah, just the
all for us.
I think just the crew catering is gonna come
Here in Zagreb.
yes. And regarding the life vest, you don't need to do it because we are flying mainly on the mainland, so you can do it without. The first flight is going actually on the Costa Azur, but we don't have the passengers. So the second flight with no life vest, without life vest. Correct.
Okay.
That's it. And the password for the cockpit, you think, and you tell me. Okay.
We will arrange it.
Okay.
For takeoff.
Polite one. Polite one.
Polite one, because of the 1.7 billion viewers.
Acceptable for the media. Acceptable.
Yeah, we don't want to hear in the movie, beep. So that's it. Okay, guys. Now we can have a coffee, and then we have now actually plenty of time.
We are ready, and we are happy to have Air-Clips today with us.
Good. We are also ready. And we like 14 cameras in the cockpit. Probably they are aware of the
Can't
situation.
wait.
If we make something wrong, we're gonna break the cameras. It's gonna be very expensive for Air-Clips. Okay. And we will not filming us when we are sleeping. Oh, Gabor, no.
We'll skip that part.
I have different duties. Different duties.
Okay, that's it. Let's go
So
then.
it will be a nice day today.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Interesting.
It's always good with us.
So I would like to brief that it seems, I'm narrating that it seems that people are looking for the paper in 2 minutes. It's not. We downloaded on our electric devices the flight plan, the NOTAM, the weather. So the crew invested plenty of efforts to be familiar with the challenges of the flight and the special situations. And also I'm showing you something which is very nice, supporting our practice. From the page of Windy, we are checking, for instance, let's see, this is the on-ground wind conditions. But I can climb with the height, and this is at 5,000 something feet, and I'm climbing further, and we can supervise how the wind is changing. We can also supervise the cloud situations. We can check the temperature. We can check the visibility. So with the help of the internet, a home actually, it's normally, even if you are very well trained, it depending the task, because where we are flying regularly, it is well known. But we are a charter company. We are flying to a destination we never flew before, a horrible amount of different aircraft, so it's a real challenge. Actually, I'm started to fly now and taking over the aircraft at the end of the day, and it is not certain where we will fly and how we will end up. I will go home maybe Sunday, maybe Monday from Vienna or Athens. It will turn out, and it even happened during the life, and these internet devices are helping a lot in the communication with the company and a lot of things. It's really great support. It was unable to imagine a few years before that when we have to be fast and realize immediately the danger. So there is a page when I can see actually anywhere the word thunderstorms. And if I'm checking the weather, like the visibility, I have an impression not only for the destination but the flight environment. So, and this kind of duty, depending how much time, how many times you were on the route, a minimum of 15 minutes, but in difficult airports, under difficult decisions. So when we are tied by the trading with fuel and useful and passenger weight, you have to have an idea how you will refuel. You have to take care of the fuel prices. You have to take care of a lot of things. So it's a great challenge for the charter companies that you are not in the standardized supported area, but you are going to Karaganda, many places. And during this duty, I loved it because it's the beauty of the flight. Anyway, it will be a little bit, maybe I would say, not boring, but something standard. And we are doing the standards, but I mean the environments are non-standard. It's always, there are some factors. Even we are not on the plane, but on the ground. There are many challenges in transportation, in the hotel, in the miscoordination, the different language barrier, and we are communicating an airport where no one speaks English. So there are very funny, and actually now we will stay one day in Vienna, and then we will fly Rotterdam, and it's completely different. So this kind of job, I loved it. The long-range flight with the jet lag, this short range, the cargo, it's everything different. So I wanted to brief you something about that, how it works, because from the film it looks that it's, oh, people are looking for the paper. No, when they are coming here, they only picking up, they have the paper already, and they must know everything about the flight. And it is normally, when it's a challenging flight, it's at least half hour. But for the standard flight is also to go through the NOTAM. If you are missing something, you are creating for you a trap, and our duty to avoid the traps. And I will see how the crew will perform now, because the aircraft, haven't been flying with the flight for a few months due to the heavy maintenance of the aircraft, and there was no flights on this type. And after that, I will continue the shift for a few days more.
We are half an hour just to depart, and we are in front of trader Fokker 100, one of the last Fokker 100 still flying in Europe, unfortunately. And aircraft is almost ready. Captain is in flight deck. He's preparing all the systems and aircraft for flight, and I'm going down for a walk around. Daily and weekly check is already done by our technician team, as we are now in our base, and let's go. So going down, and we will start from the nose section. What we can check here is pitot vane and angle of attack vane, which is inside the stairs. We can go down. To check nose wheel for any leakage and tire status, which looks okay. So one more thing, just to check our aircraft from in front view, everything looks okay, and we can continue. So everything looks nice here. Aircraft just came for a big maintenance this winter, so everything is freshly checked. Here we are checking for a fuel. We have enough fuel. We are almost full with the fuel, so we will have almost enough for 2 legs. Then we are checking main gears, brakes and wheels. What is interesting about Fokker 100, it doesn't have slats, so it's a clean leading edge. There is no any ice, and we will not need the icing procedure. One more interesting thing about the Fokker is that during normal operation and long runway, we are using flap 0 configuration for takeoff. It's quite noisy here because of the APU noise. And next we're gonna check our engines. It's a Rolls-Royce T650 engine. So only the left main gear to check. So everything looks nice. We can continue upstairs to the flight deck. We'll prepare load sheet and meteo info for the captain, and as soon as possible we're gonna depart to Madrid. Let's board.
Latest information, Sierra. Time 0827. Expect ILS approach. Runway 05 for arrivals and departures. Braking action good. Surface conditions clear and dry. For ATC clearance, pushback and startup contact may group ground on 121.850. Transition level 110. Wind 330 degrees, 4 knots, varying between 230 and 350 degrees. Haze okay. Temperature 4. Dew point -3. QNH1023. Wind shear forecast. No sig. On first contact with ATC, acknowledge information Sierra received.
Okay, guys, hello and welcome aboard Trader Fokker 100 aircraft. We are now actually at Zagreb Airport on the west apron parking position, and now we're gonna perform some checklist which we should do it before, but due to effect, and it's very nice to see it, we're gonna do it now. So my first officer Antonio will do it, and he will show you how we are checking our systems. So let's go.
Okay, so first of all we'll check the fire systems for engine 2 and 1. Engine 2 first. Cancel warning for engine 1, please. Thank you. Next one is APU fire check. Then annunciator panel.
Famous Christmas tree.
Christmas tree, yeah, to check if all the lights are working. Warning system check and GPWS system.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slope. Bank angle. Bank angle.
2,500. 1,000. 500. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. 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 Pull up.
Okay, it's done. And the last one, TCAS test.
TCAS test. TCAS test. Pass.
Okay, all the checks completed. We can continue with our checklists.
Okay.
Cabin crew arm slides and cross check, please. Slide arm, and cross check.
Okay, let's do after long stop crew chain checklist.
After long stop crew chain checklist, battery,
Are on.
landing gear safety pins,
There are 3 on board.
3 on board, pilot seats and rudder pedals.
Adjusted.
Adjusted, oxygen is on, 1600 psi.
Checked is on.
Clocks,
0906.
0907, and crew documents,
On board K3 Alpha.
on board Cat3 Alpha. Pre-flight checklist, external check completed, flight deck preparation completed, mass goggles
Checked.
checked, fuel,
Fuel on board, and it's 22,460 pounds.
checked, emergency light
Are
is
armed.
pressurization,
Set for destination 2,000 feet.
checked, altimeter setting
QNH 1023 set.
1023 and reading 340. Instruments,
Instruments checked.
position IRS FMS,
It's aligned.
and departure briefing.
Okay, aircraft is okay for depart. We're gonna take off with flaps 0 flex 60, expecting runway 05, and I believe quarter 2 Romeo departure, quarter 4 Romeo departure. So actually it's a straight ahead at 4,000 feet left to intercept 209 bearing from Pisarevo 9dB, and then 225 bearing to Kotor, climbing initially 6,000 feet. We should contact the Zagreb radar immediately after takeoff on 120.7. For the way back, we're gonna ask for the radar vectors to come back for ILS 05, or we can proceed visually for 05 because it's KVK outside. For the taxi routing, we accept runways except at 05, so first to the right, then to the right again, first to the left via Foxtrot to holding position Alpha, and 3,252 meters of the takeoff run available. That's it, understood?
Yeah, all
Any
clear.
questions?
No questions.
Good. So you can ask for the clearance and start up.
Yeah. Zagreb ground, good morning. Trader 90521 on West Apron, ready to copy ATC clearance.
Trader 90521, Zagreb ground, clear to destination via Kotor 1 Whiskey departure, squawk 7354.
Unable due to
Trader 90521, we need conventional departure, we are negative GNSS.
Trader 90521, roger, clear to destination via Kotor 4 Romeo departure, squawk 7354.
Clear to destination via Kotor 4 Romeo departure, squawk 7354, Trader 90521.
Trader 90521, correct.
Trader 90521, ready for startup.
Trader 90521, startup approved.
Startup approved, Trader 90521.
Yeah, so Kotor 4 Romeo is inside as we briefed 6,000 initially, and squawk I put inside instead of you, okay?
Okay, thanks. Squawk checked.
Okay, we can do before startup checklist.
Before startup checklist, mobile phones CFB.
Mobile phones are off.
Off, EFB log.
Filled.
Filled, ship papers.
Are on board.
FMS.
Filled.
Ship papers.
On board.
FMP speeds.
124, 124, 127, and VFTO 170 set.
Checked side windows.
Marks and aligned.
Marks aligned. All push buttons
are blank, except necessary blue and white.
Center tank pumps
are off.
Brakes temperatures in green. Parking brake
set.
Pilot harnesses
set.
Set. Passenger cargo doors
has been closed.
And before startup checklist completed.
Okay, starting number 2.
Ready.
And 2.
42 psi.
And 1. Fuel open, timing.
Fuel flow.
TGT.
Oil pressure.
Stabilized.
Check.
Starting engine 1.
Ready. Timer on.
And 2.
37 psi.
And 1. Fuel open, timing.
Fuel flow.
TGT.
Oil pressure.
Okay, both engines started. After startup checklist.
After startup checklist, fuel levers.
Fuel levers are open.
MFDS.
Check, no messages.
All push buttons.
Blank, except necessary blue and white.
Anti-icing.
Off, not required.
Flaps.
Flap 0.
Step trim.
27.7% set.
Checked and transponder in transponder. After startup checklist completed.
Okay, request taxi.
Trader 90521, ready for taxi.
Trader 90521, taxi to holding point runway 05.
Taxi to holding point runway 05, Trader 90521.
Okay, left side is clear.
Right side clear.
Okay, let's go. brake check. Okay, clear of stand, taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist, flight controls. Checked.
Correct.
Takeoff configuration.
Norm.
Clearance is recorded and departure briefing.
Departure briefing, any failure before V1.
Raider 9521, tower 118.3.
118.3, Raider 90521. Have a nice day, bye bye.
Okay, stand by with the tower. I will continue with the check. So, any failure before V1, I will say stop. I will apply the brakes, full reverses,
and I will announce failure and call ATC.
When the aircraft is stopped, you're gonna
I will set flaps 42 and disarm lift dampers.
I will set the parking brake, announce attention cruise station, we analyze and I decide which procedure to follow. After V1 we continue, no action before 400 feet except positive rate, gear up, engine, gear up and autopilot on. After 400 feet, Tier P MCT up to 1500 and clean up and accelerate at 1500 Tier P MCT and continuing we will follow the engine out procedure and request vectors to come back for 05.
Okay. All clear. Briefing completed and taxi checklist completed.
Thanks. And you can call the tower.
Tower, good morning. Trader 90521 approaching holding point Alpha.
Good morning, Trader 90521 Zagreb Tower. Are you ready for departure?
We'll be ready in 30 seconds. Trader 90521.
Trader 90521, line up 05.
To line up runway 05, Trader 90521.
Okay, before takeoff checklist. Is we clear for line up, huh?
Yes, we are clear for run up, yes. Takeoff checklist, cabin.
Secured.
Ignition normal, lift dampers armed, transponder TA array, TICAS above.
Above.
Brakes temperatures in green, APU.
You can switch it off.
Off and FMP.
Map 15 back 1400, constraint airport traffic MDA. Flight director 1 is on, 170 auto thrust nav profile engaged, 6000 feet initially set.
FD2 on, map 15 back 1400, constraints airport traffic. Takeoff checklist completed.
Left side clear.
Right side is clear.
And we are ready, you can call them ready.
Yeah. Trader 90521 ready for departure.
Trader 90521 clear for takeoff 05, wind 250 degrees, 6 knots.
Clear for takeoff runway 05, Trader 90521. Have a nice day, bye bye.
Bye.
Cabin crew prepare for takeoff. You ready?
Ready. Timer is on.
Yeah. Let's go. Takeoff power set.
Takeoff set.
Yes.
V1 rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Nav.
Acceleration 3400.
Check.
Zagreb radar, good morning. Trader 90521. Kotor 4 Romeo departure passing 1300 feet.
Trader 9521 Zagreb radar identified, climb to flat level 200.
Climb to flight level 200, Trader 90521.
Set flight level 200.
Flight level 200 set.
Climb BS green, Al blue.
Checked.
200 checked.
Checked.
I'm gonna fly it manually a bit, huh?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I didn't fly it a long time though. Okay, we passed acceleration. Can you set the standard, please?
Standard set.
Passing. Checked and passing 4,600 now. Flight level 47. Now.
Plus 20.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Climb checklist MFDS checked. Altimeter setting standard.
Yeah, just
2
set to
times
standby.
and standby to go. And strobe auto. Climb checklist completed.
Thanks. Okay, flight level 100. Engage autopilot
Checked.
number 1, please.
Autopilot 1 on.
And standby will be set on 1013.
Checked.
And I will leave seat belts a little bit more because of this turbulence, huh?
Okay. Checked.
We didn't get any shortcut.
Want to ask?
Yeah, ask him about rotor, huh?
Trader 90521, any chance for shortcut? Something like rotor?
Trader 9521 for further contact Zagreb Raider 135.8.
135.8, Trader 90521. Have a nice day, bye.
Bye.
Here you go.
Thank you. Zagreb Raider, good morning. Trader 9521, climbing flight level 200 over Papa India Sierra.
Radar 90521 Zagreb radar, dobar dan, identify the requested level.
340.
Request flight level 340, Trader 90521.
Radar 90521, roger, climb initially flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, and is there any shortcut for us, Trader 90521?
Call back shortly.
Flight level 300 set.
Checked.
Seatbelt sign off.
Checked. It's time for boarding job. Paperwork.
Yes.
Takeoff time was 0917. And when was block off time?
What was the takeoff time?
0917.
Radar 0910.
For us.
Direct rotor, Trader 90521.
Direct rotor.
Confirmed.
Rotor waypoint.
Checked.
We don't need these lights, huh?
No, not really. So now when we departed, we need to finish our paperwork. So we enter block off time, takeoff time, and now we're gonna check what time we're gonna have over each waypoint, and how much fuel we need over that waypoint. And actually we just have to monitor if the times are correct and similar, and if we still have enough fuel to continue. We are also checking fuel because of that, to notice if we have any fuel leakage. So the Madrid is quite far away, like 1000 nautical miles, and there are plenty of waypoints to check.
Yeah, and we took the full fuel in the aircraft, so we have plenty enough fuel, much more than required.
Yep.
What else we can tell you now? You can see that we are climbing up to flight level 300.
Climb flight level 340.
Climb flight level 340, Trader 90521.
Flight level 340 set. So now
Checked.
actually we are climbing to flight level 340, which you can see here, 34,000 feet or 10,500 meters. And now we are passing 21,600 feet. This is our indicated speed, and it's 260 knots. And you can see our ground speed 312 and true airspeed 357. This means that we have some headwind, and this is the reason for this difference. So in the calculation you are taking this ground speed, so you know how fast you are flying, and easily you can multiply this with 2 and minus 20%, and you're gonna get the kilometers per hour. Hello, Mariana.
Hello.
We are enjoying, living a dream, huh, Gabor? Gabor is filing some...
Doing my job.
Doing some job, yeah. What
I would like to try your coffee.
Yeah,
I'm brave one. Your.
Yeah. I want Sanders. I want Sanders coffee.
Later.
Radar 9521. If necessary, what is your requested odd level?
350.
In case of odd level, request flight level 350, Trader 90521.
Roger, for the time being, cleared level is 340. Call you back in place.
Roger, 340 for now, Trader 90521.
Okay, where we stopped. So I was explaining the speeds and the altitude, and here you can see our flight plan. Where are we flying? We can make map larger or smaller as well. So this is our position, and this here and here you can see the aircraft which are flying above us. You can see that it's a plus, so 5.3 means 5,300 feet above, and this 9.2, 9,200 feet above. It's still decreasing because we are climbing. This magenta, it's airport Rijeka and airport Pula in Croatia. So actually it's a Croatian seaside. I don't know, do you see outside, but it's a very nice view from the cockpit, and we can see the north part of the Adriatic Sea in Croatia and few Croatian North Islands. We're gonna fly Abim airport Rijeka and city of Rijeka, and then proceeding to Istria, which is also the part of Croatia. Then we're gonna join the Italy, fly over Venice, and further to Genoa to join the French airspace overhead French Azure coast. We are actually climbing to 340, and the maximum ceiling for this aircraft, it's flight level 350.
Let's do RVSM check.
Yeah, passing 275 now.
Plus 40.
Plus 100.
Okay, RVSM check completed. And to add, we are now heading rotor, and according our flight plan, we should be over rotor at 0943 UTC. We're gonna be 0944. It's 1 minute difference, which is okay, and we're gonna have 19.6 thousand pounds of fuel, which is 7,300 extra.
What is really good.
Yep.
On this page of the FMS, you can see that our cruising level is selected 340. That maximum we can climb is 350, and its optimum is 350. So we're gonna ask the controllers to allow us to climb to flight level 350. So we're gonna fly on optimum. As well, here you can see the GMT when it's our scheduled arrival at Madrid airport. Should be at 12 Zulu time, which is 13 local time in Madrid. So we have still plenty time to do it.
And we are
now it's 9:30.
And we are on time.
Yeah. So we are doing this flight, and the Gabor is doing our checks, because we need to do this every year for the line check. It's just normal. So when we stop suddenly to talk, that means that air traffic controller is calling us. So what did I say? Yeah, regarding the check, we are always performing the line check every year for each pilot in the company. On both types, we are operating the Fokker 100 Airbus 320 aircraft. So we need to do it for both types for every pilot. And it's just normal operation, and Gabor or other captains, line training captains and instructors doing the checks and just monitoring, are we doing everything according to the procedure. So there is always some deviation of the procedure due to some reasons, and then we are trying to correct that to be perfect as much as possible. So there is always some kind of things that could be better or actually reversed, but we are trying to have that in some normal operation and normal order.
So after the flight, I will make a debriefing about whatever I observed, because that is my duty, and I will brief in general the how I saw the logistic, the crew communications, what I was able to detect, and it helps the crew to understand more and to upgrade and refresh the necessary knowledge and coordination during the flight.
Yeah, actually we are looking everything, you know, the time consumption that the crew using, the CRM, the crew resource management, you know, the captain and the co-pilot's reaction and procedures. So yeah, everything normal for the operation.
I made some notice. These notices are definitely, it's impossible to make any flight without notices. But the general structure is important, which is the cabin crew, the cockpit crew coordinations, and the decision making, the take care of the flight details, and all these items in the form. There are something few dozens of items which I have to qualify and to make some result at the end, and it will be documented, and the company should storage it in case whatever happens. This is some kind of ensure pictures about the qualification of the flight crew.
Yeah.
And so far today there is no real challenging factors, but always it's necessary to be familiar, to have a general view about what is the logic of the airport we are flying, what are the specialties we have to pay attention, what are the traps because of the NOTAM, because of the weather, because of the aircraft. It's very important that we have to be familiar, and I'm supervising how the crew are detected, how they were conscious about this, and what decisions they are making, and what is the general safety impressions about the performance.
Yeah, it's always you can find something and you can always correct something to be better and improved.
Yes.
In every flight, in each flight.
That's the main goal.
This I'm not disturbing them. I'm keeping on silent because it helps me, because as I have no responsibility, no job, only the observation, I can detect much more than they would see.
Always. It's always like this.
And that's why I will write some notices, and it helps that, hey, I did my job and I observed that.
Yeah. Gabor was actually flying a lot of aircraft, huh? You know, in Budapest there is a museum, and in this museum, there is I think all the aircraft Gabor already flew before they go to the museum.
There are helicopters as well, so I haven't been flying with the
helicopter.
Yeah,
but
he just tried a few times.
Actually, only a few I haven't been flying, and it's funny to remember that the aviation dramatically changes, and I enjoy that.
Descent flight level 330, trader 90521.
I enjoy that I saw and I understand how it moves in the development, because what I'm saying now, it's unbelievable for the nowadays pilots. It means that when I'm saying that I actually were using parachute upon landing as a normal procedure, because the aircraft has no reverse, and under certain condition we were obliged to use.
Which aircraft was that?
Certainly. It was the Tupolev 134.
Imagine that with a parachute landing.
Yeah. And the parachute we cannot tow, we have to release on the taxiway, and it was delivered and we have to repack and put the new one because
every flight
the aircraft was more restricted without the parachute under slippery runway, and we had to use it. It tries the safety, and the engine was started with electrical power. It means that the electrically was transmitted, and after that we have a very special procedure manually performed and draw a lot of attentions, because we were flying three. On the Tupolev there was a navigator and two pilots. It's also unbelievable for the navigator.
But I saw the Tupolev with glass
yes,
and it was 5 of them inside.
It was wonderful. Flying in the clouds, we
Better
saw
view.
the electricity gained back, the St. Elm fire, and it was sometimes really very nice. And to continue, imagine that the navigator should, after the startup, take care of the recharging of the battery, because the battery would explode if you are not taking care. So you have to time by time put on, put off to control. And you see the locator now, it's fantastic. But as I remember, there was something 38 tuning possibilities only for the radar. And my instructor told me that time that anyway, with this tuning you can get any pictures, but always compare and you will understand how it works, because it was extremely complicated, and at the beginning it's draw a lot of attention.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
It's
for the crew.
much different from now modern aircrafts.
And it's the new old ages. I'm telling someone that there was oxygen also only for the crew. No one would believe me, but check.
Just the oxygen for the crew. No.
Yeah, so if whatever happens, it was a survival test for the passengers. Because we really had to be very rapid. We were flying at flight level 410, 12,000 meters, and to survive we really have to be very rapid.
Squawking 4041, Trader 90521.
squawk 4041 set.
Yeah, just explain him what is the squawk.
Well,
you put the squawk.
Squawk is specific code which every aircraft receive from air traffic control, and according that code, air traffic control units are they know which aircraft is getting which code, and it's like our identification.
Yeah, and with those codes they can see all the speed and all the altitude. Even in some air traffic controllers they can see what the pilot is setting on his panel. For example, heading or altitude mode, they can sometimes see what we are actually putting inside, so they can monitor if we're doing a mistake. So it's like a third protection.
Yeah. And using those codes, we can also inform air traffic control about some special conditions like communication failure or some major emergency or hijack.
Yeah.
And not to mention that this transmission with the help of computers will generate the pilot warning about the traffic and avoiding guidance. And this software is at my time we don't know that. There was nothing.
Yeah. But you didn't have anything like a TICAS in the 2.0?
Nothing.
So just
only transponder.
Navigator.
Yeah.
Yes. And you see this kind of navigation. I remember the time when I admired that. Actually, in the navigation, we were looking at the other aircraft because we know that they are flying more precisely, and we were strictly following the airway. Now we are flying direct, and so the aviation, the safety of the aviation is incredible raised up, and now we need so the knowledge we have to update today. It was remarkable 40 years ago.
Yeah.
This year I'm flying in airline aviation for 40 years already.
And you flew Tupolev 134 and Tupolev 154, huh? Correct? Or you didn't fly the 154?
No, 54 I haven't been flying. I was flying the Fokker a lot and the Boeing a lot. And then I came back to Fokker and...
with the trader?
The Fokker, anyway, despite of the old age, it's very pilot-friendly aircraft.
And having a trader 9521.
Colin.
Confirmed.
And having not thirsty engine,
it
would be an extremely great and safe aircraft. All the pilots flying on Fokker, they love it because the logic behind.
Yeah, and it's very easy for the young pilots to...
Yeah, it's a good intermediate type.
It's easy to fly it like some small aircraft, piston aircraft, and on the other hand it has all the modern systems.
Yeah, and it's complex.
And which allow you to fly any airport in the world.
Yeah, really nice aircraft.
And on the Tupolev 3-4, this is very handy aircraft to fly with, but on the Tupolev 3-4, which has the same takeoff weight, the same mass, we were controlled the aileron and elevator by force only. So it was only a little gymnastic exercise because some 20-30 kilo.
There was no hydraulics, huh?
No, yeah, for the rudder, but not for the aileron nor for the elevator. So it was clearly, it was different. And under the training, when they saw that, without the hydraulic it will be very tough.
Yeah.
I said, no, very simple, much simpler than the Tupolev. So this kind of, that is the evolution. But I love it. And it's very important how much we are concentrating and how much is the technology takeover, because the job is different. There are different characters of flying. Cargo pilots, long-range pilots, normal flight, on scheduled flight or charter flight. And charter flight is a real challenge comparing the others, because flying on a route you were flying several times and you are supported with the ground stuff, it's far much easier. Because you see, the great challenge many times is not in the air but on the ground, because we have to improvisate and we have to find solutions, and we are always under tight pressure. So to understand the importance of the communications, how to express our intentions are extremely important, and this kind of knowledge was completely missing before. But it's a beauty that through I was involved, I enjoy that how the aviation moves and why it is, and really the statistical data are fantastic, unbelievable numbers. The aviation is very, very safe, and I wouldn't say it wasn't safe before, but the development and the statistic proving it, how it's developed. And regarding the old ages, the handling of the paperwork, it was a nightmare.
Even today is the nightmare. We are hating this. As a pilot, you know, I became a pilot because I didn't want to do the office job, to go every day at the same time with the job and to come back at the same time at home. And I didn't want to deal with the papers. But I
you
think
cannot
now,
avoid paper.
We are dealing with the papers more than we are doing in the flight. See, we are now just enjoying.
At this company, when I joined, as my airline collapsed, we were making manual load sheet, which is a lot of time and a time pressure, and the computer took over. So I can demonstrate. Can you give me the printer?
That's also.
So it is possible to see the iPad where the calculation is easy, and it's actually is something less 2 minutes job, and we are printing out the load sheet. It really took time a lot, and much more precise. So with the computers, everything is nice.
It's easier, faster, and more precise.
But the job is easier, but we have to know and we have to be ready to revert.
Yeah, it's also handy for us because we are not depending on the ground staff to perform the load sheet for us, because always we are much faster than them. We just need to get the final figures, how many passengers, how many cargo, and then we can do it in 3 minutes.
My nightmare was the use of the Japas, and because serious airport having many pages, and it can change, and you see with that a second and I'm there.
Especially
and
on
by
charter.
paper, put it out, put it in. So it was really difficult to handle.
Especially on charter flights when you're flying different airports every day, and there is a lot of charts for big airports.
Yeah, now every airline in the world, I mean, maybe somebody else not using the electronic charts, but I think all major airlines and all good companies are using the electronic charts because it's much easier and it's a less workload for the crew. I don't know.
It's safer.
I know when I started to fly, it was back in 2000 or 1999, I forgot. You know, when they show me when I was in the university, I was studying, and then we have a navigation, and they show me the Jeppesen chart, you know, on the paper, and they were explaining me SID in Zagreb, which is pretty easy, you know, straight ahead 3,000 feet to the right and then to the quarter point. So it's a stupid departure, very easy. And I was looking in the professor like, oh my God, I completely miss
how to perform
the profession. I don't know what he's talking about.
Direct Patco Trader 9521.
Yes.
So when I tried first time flying and actually use it, I was really surprised that it's so easy.
Yeah.
Now the measurement of the distance, it was missing.
Patko,
We used, I remember that the time that when the VOA, which is already museum device, came into service, and technically unbelievable development happens, and now we are managing these kind of technical features which are converting the pilot job.
Yeah.
And I see this kind of process, and it's really much more enjoyable today than at the beginning, because at the beginning without routine, even with routine, it was a hard, difficult job.
But today the pilots are much more managing the aircraft than to flying the aircraft, you know.
Yeah.
Or maybe this older aircraft like a Fokker, Boeing 737 Classics or the DC-9ers, you are flying actually, but you know the fly-by-wire aircraft, you just need to know how to manage it.
Just to monitor if everything is okay and react when something
even
is...
the autopilot, the aircraft will tell you, you are stupid, you don't know what to do, let me take over.
And by selecting the runway in use and the procedure, immediately everything tuned. It's not necessary, so it's unbelievable, and it helps a lot. And I'm coming for the old ages, but I enjoyed the
Hi Air-Clips, and welcome on trader flight from Zagreb to Madrid. First of all, let me tell something about myself. My name is Mariana. I am purser on this flight, and I'm also instructor for trader, and in this company I'm working for last 10 years now. It will be 10 years in June. So, welcome on Fokker 100. This is the aircraft on which I'm flying for at least 10 years, as I said, and also I'm flying for Airbus because we have 2 more Airbuses. But now let me tell something about Fokker 100. So this is galley, first galley, and we are here with 2 of my colleagues also. First of all, for passenger safety. Later on, you will see also a little bit of preparation for the passengers, which we will have on the next flight. But now this flight is ferry. Ferry means that we are completely empty, except of course crew, which is on board, and our Patrick. What else to tell you? Aviation is for me one big challenge. For the last 15 years I'm working, so 10 years for trader and 5 years for the few more companies before, and I will tell you this is the lifestyle, of course, especially here because this is the charter company. Charter means that in any time you need to be ready for the flight. So if you want to have flight, just call trader and we will be there for you. Big challenge, big, let me say, big responsibility. As I said, as I mentioned before, safety of the passengers, but also it means that we need to pass a lot of procedures, a lot of trainings, which are not only in the beginning, which you need to repeat every year or every few months as well. You need to be ready mentally. You need to be completely ready with your body and mind to do this job.
And you, Zhuti?
I started with my flight school at the beginning of 2013, and I got my license at the beginning of 2016, and then I got a job with Trade Air on Fokker.
Lucky you.
on a Fokker 100.
Lucky bastard.
Yes. We were suffering together.
Yeah.
We were suffering together.
Yeah, I started September 2016, and it's now a bit more than 3 years. I have like a bit less than 2,000 hours of experience, and I think Fokker is great aircraft, especially to begin your commercial career.
Yeah.
It's easy to understand it. It's not so complex with the system, and as I said before, you can fly wherever you wish, whatever airport you wish, and
you can do it with the Fokker.
Even it's produced at the beginning of 1990s, it's still modern enough to be in a flyable condition.
Yeah, of course. Look, it's actually the full FS aircraft, so you have everything like this modern aircraft today.
Yeah.
Few things are different, few things could be better, but you know what you can expect for the aircraft 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are only few of them still in Europe, but in Australia there are plenty of them.
Yeah.
But you see, regarding the joy of the flying, I enjoy the flight when the engine shut down, and I'm not speaking about the airline, but the motor glider. And I used to invite my colleagues, and over the hill or trees, I used to shut down the engine and flying without, and they are surprised. Is it safe? So there are, yeah, it's completely safe anyway, because
of course you're in glider.
It's a glider.
But you see, to feel the air and working in. But now we are in the airline. We are feeling the mass, the power, and we are enjoying really difficult weather situation where you should decide. You find a way. You have to make prompt decision very fast, and it's every flight has a different environment, a different joy.
Yes, but I think that it's much enjoyable to fly some small aircraft, because then actually you are flying, doing something. Here, you know, you're
here is the extreme high level of safety is a must.
And it's pretty much boring on the most of the time, you know. But when it's boring, it's good. You don't have anything to do, so that means that it's safe and efficient.
It's our job to be bored.
Yes, yes. We just doing something when something gets wrong. So it's better to be better. Yeah, actually, I was dreaming all my childhood to become a pilot, and I think today it's really rare that you have somebody doing the job and the hobby in the same time, and that he is enjoying his job, you know.
Yep.
So I think we are lucky ones that we are doing the job we always look to have it and to fly the aircraft, you know. There is a much people outside would like to fly the aircraft, but they don't have the conditions, or they are not lucky ones to get a job or to get to that university or the airline school, aviation school, to perform the training to become a pilot. Even just a sport pilot, I'm not thinking about a professional air transport pilot.
But the pilot job is not only the question about flying. The pilot job is decision making.
Yeah.
Forget the flying. On the ground, we have to make a lot of decisions, because especially in charter airline, I have a schedule, I have the flight documentation, and it's changing. I'm landing and I have a different request.
Yeah.
And how fast I will update myself. Many times we are doing it under pressure, and to be conscious about what is definitely I must consider. We are learning. We are always learning from what happens in the air in a critical situation, because every pilot is thinking about how would you do, and we are practicing it on the simulator. And nowadays the simulator, for instance, there is a heavy weather conditions. It is possible to simulate, or whatever malfunction it is possible to simulate. It is possible to simulate that what happens, and let's see what will you do in this situation. It helps really to accumulate a higher level of knowledge and experience, and automatize So in the difficult situation, actually, we are not thinking. We are doing what we practiced. And
yeah, we are doing for what we are trained.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the experience, you're getting more things to do. So you're much more experienced, you're getting some more upgrade to your career, you know, you're becoming the, I don't know, type rating instructor, type rating examiner, and that's not very nice, but with that you're getting more and more job, you know.
Yeah.
So as soon as I become a TRI,
More duties,
and
more
a TRE,
responsibilities.
I got more duties, more responsibilities. So I'm thinking about the paperwork, I'm thinking about the simulator checks and everything. Then they upgrade me to the director of the crew training, so again I have to worry about that. So, you know, it's better that you're a regular captain.
Better to stay first officer.
Yeah, or better to say, it's the best job. You don't need to think about anything. You just fly and that's it.
And enjoy.
I used to release the stress of the student before the flight that, listen, it's for sure that you will make several faults.
Of course.
I'm telling
That's
you
normal.
why. Because you are thinking. You don't have routine. You have to concentrate and improve your routine. That's why you have to focus on what is the best solution and to force yourself always to do that. After that, it will move without thinking, and that is the importance.
Yeah.
And it's anyway, we are, anyone in the simulator, even normal flight, is going to the limit of his capability, and we understood that what is the importance of the regular practice, because it helps a lot not to waste time, because if we are thinking, then we are creating for ourselves troubles and traps.
Yeah. I was watching on some documentary movie on the National Geographic, I think, or an Explorer, something like this, that they were doing some researches between the pilots and all major airlines in the world, and they saw after all, and that experience was more than 2-3 years that they were monitoring the pilots.
Yeah.
And they said that in the fact every pilot or every crew in the airline during the one flight made between 3 and 4 mistakes.
Yes.
On each and every flight.
Yeah.
Due to some reasons. Okay, that was not a major mistakes, you know. They forgot to pull something or to press. It was not safety.
It is
jeopardy.
natural.
Yeah,
it
but
just turn on lights or not.
Yeah, they forgot to do something even on the procedure.
Now there are improvement of the robotization. I would see human for robot well upgraded. I would fly, because it's the critical situation during approach takeoff. It requires very strict attention upon the job.
Yeah, but actually now I also watched that on that documentary. They're building the planes and the autopilots that it can do the takeoff by itself. Now you can do the landing, auto
land, yeah.
But now they're doing it that autopilot can take off by itself. So the pilot will be just in case that autopilot have some issues and then he needs to take over.
Went out or something was up.
And also some of the biggest company asking pilots to relax and to leave everything on automatics, because the technology is going up so fast that they think that the autopilot can do much better the job than the pilot.
I'm telling that, for instance, in Charles de Gaulle, old ages, we landed, fantastic, leave the runway, and the visibility so strict, we actually was hard to identify where we are. And now I'm looking at the map and I see the GPS indication.
Yeah, where you are, so you don't need to worry about.
Many of my attention, I not it's not reserved, so I can concentrate much more.
Yeah, but that's
and not
actually
booking myself with this kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, technology improvements are helping a lot, but at the end, when something fail, I think that
then you have a pilot. You must
pilots
have a pilot.
have to be there to finish the job.
But you know, yeah, now this regarding Gabor mentioned about the maps, moving maps. A lot of incidents and accidents happen because because
the ground
nobody
movement
knows.
very serious.
Ground move.
Yeah.
So the worst accident was on the Tenerife Islands when the two 747 collides because they were not aware of each other position. So if they had this GPS location on the iPads and the moving map, they could see each other where they are, and that accident would be never happen.
ATC were equipped with ground movement radar. They will warn them that.
Yeah, also the Milano when the SAS hit the citation.
Yeah.
So a lot of these stupid.
Now the go around in Madrid, there is a big cross. It was a what is the DC3 with the football team under the go around. They went into the hill.
Yeah.
But nowadays with the ground proximity warning system, and we can see how the terrain are controlled, visibly controlled. Even I can't see out. So and not to mention how precisely we know where we are and we can fly.
It's a long flight. We have 1 more hour, huh? 1 hour and 10 minutes, less. Okay, we have some tailwind, so it's good.
We are on time.
We are. What is our? We should be at 12.
12.
Huh? And we're gonna land 5 minutes before. Okay, we need 20 minutes to taxi in Madrid, or more. Depends where they're gonna put us. We should call the Iberia to ask about the stand so we can brief.
Yeah, just to prepare.
Yeah. But it's gonna be long anyhow.
And we are still far away.
But the girls in the back are there enjoying, huh?
Yeah.
Eating,
Ferry
talking,
flight.
sleeping, talking about Herbalife, how to lose weight.
It's nice.
How to gain some weight.
I learned something because she said that in 8 kilo she lost without any special but eating that. I will test.
Yeah, but she was eating just the Herbalife or something, huh?
Yeah,
we
together.
Sandra.
Powder
Sandra.
thing.
She just want to sell you the Herbalife. She gonna earn some money. It's probably good, but you know, if you are just drinking that, not eating anything, I don't know. I need something, some piece of meat to cut.
Something good to eat with fork and knife.
Yeah.
So guys, today we're gonna have 2 flights. First one is from Zagreb to Madrid, and the second one is from Madrid to Vienna. On the first flight, as we mentioned earlier, we're not gonna have any passengers, so we are empty. It's a ferry flight. And on the first flight, we will prepare some service and some stuff what we need to do on the second flight when we're gonna have passengers. So this aircraft, Fokker 100, accept 109 passengers, but on this second flight to Vienna, we will have 57 passengers total. This is a private flight, and because of that, we will not show you on the second flight any passenger service, but now we will prepare all that stuff so we can do it later on. And that you can see now a little bit later. Anyway, I wanted to tell you one more thing. For example, when we are coming on board, when we are coming on the aircraft, we need to do some certain things. So me and my crew and me actually, we need to do the emergency equipment check. So what I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of trainings to do, a lot of procedure to pass. So all that what we are learning on the ground, in the ground school, we need to proceed with this on board. So all emergency equipment checked, it means halon fire extinguisher, oxygen bottles, some other stuff what we have for passenger safety. We need to check. It means that all this equipment needs to be completely prepared and completely able to use immediately if somebody needs any help. Also, if we have fire on board or some kind of things what are not actually, we can say, what we not consider as normal situation. Anyway, checking all the galley, all the cabin, all aircraft, not to find any kind of objects what can be dangerous for us and for the passengers. Also, we are preparing the cabin and preparing us as a crew to accept the passengers on board. So pretty much shortly, that's it, what we are doing when we are arriving on the aircraft. For the passenger service, I will tell you a few things. For example, on this flight, on the second flight, we will have passenger service which includes hot meals, soft drinks, water, sparkling still of course, coffee and a tea. This is what client actually order. In these hot meals it means it will be some starters, some main dish and some dessert. Also we can have some basic stuff, let's say sandwiches, only soft drinks, juices, but also we can have let's say champagne, caviar, whatever clients likes. Anyway, today we will show you how the preparation for the service looks like. Guys, if you need any flight, for example, to Australia or to Finland, Trader will go there and we will fly for you and with you. Of course, I'm a little bit joking, but let's say like this. We have been in Australia, we have been in all Europe, in a lot of countries in Africa, because we are doing not only our charter flights, as which is on today's flight, we are flying for sub-charters for some other companies. So for some other companies, we flew, for example, let's say in Congo, in Dakar, Australia, as I said, in few cities. I can say it's quite interesting to fly for Trader because it's never boarding, it's very dynamic, you have a lot of experience with other cultures, you can learn a lot of stuff for the passengers, how to serve them, how to approach the person, not only passenger, how to approach the person and how to be more professional, not only for somebody for who you're working for, then most of the time for yourself. So with this job, of course, you can grow and you can learn a lot of stuff.
And I would say something about the safety because of the how we are using the engines. It needs a precise calculation, and this kind of calculation in consideration with the runway conditions, environmental condition.
You mean about saving the engines with the flex?
Yeah, not that. That kind of calculation, it is really impossible without computer. And at the old ages when we were in difficult cases, we really had to put a lot of investment about what we can accept.
Yeah, of course.
It was difficult. Now it's a matter of seconds, and the computer is doing.
Yeah, by itself.
It's much faster than before.
And it gives a much more nice feeling that I know what I'm doing precisely because the computer calculated. Yeah. And I compare the computer calculation with the reality, and I trust in that numbers from my practice, and it makes me to feel much more stable in the cockpit seat.
Yeah, but for example in Airbus, the only thing that you need to do is to say the starting engine 1 or engine 2, you just pull the fuel levers like this and you leave everything. He will do everything for yourself. You don't need to, even the fire, the start, fault.
Whatever happens
whatever you forget,
the whole starting sequence is fully automated.
Yeah, completely. You don't need to do. That was very strange for me because when on the type rating, I was doing the type rating for the Airbus 320, you know, I started the engine and I was keeping my hand on this, and they told me, don't keep the hand, you don't need the hand, he will do it everything by himself. And for me, you know, it was strange because I was always keeping hand here because of the TTT.
It is the practice.
Shut it down in case of some failure.
Even if I'm conscious about something, but when I'm stressed by factors, I will do what I automatize it, and that's why it's from this job. It's every pilot experience that how it works. So on the Tupolev, actually there was 6 Tupolev and the cockpit was different, and it really caused a lot of problem because it wasn't one standard but 6 standards, because the controls were at different places, and now the pilots can't imagine that the air condition pressure duct into the cabin. If the power were moving fast, then we have to manually make some action to reduce the rapid change of the cabin. Now everything is automatized.
Yeah.
But in a critical movement, there was 2 options. The passengers were suffering, or we are manually helping the system not to cause rapid changes. It means that we are manually changes the rate of the duct in harmony with the power movement. It draws a lot of, it's unbelievable nowadays. So we were a kind of slave of the system.
Everything is improved. From air conditioning to engines,
I
to
remember
instruments, everything.
Which aircraft Malev started? Did they have the turboprops on the beginning, huh?
Yeah, Ilyushin 18 was one of the, and also the Malev were flying the DC-3 Lead 2, but you see the Ilyushin 18.
Yeah, the yacht was also flying the Lead 2.
Il-14, and it was nice, and
it's hard to find it even in museum.
Ajde, uđi. Mariana is bothering us.
Sorry, hello.
Mariana,
It's
smile
only a
for the
green
candid
tea.
camera, Mariana.
It's only a green tea, it's not a coffee.
Temperature better?
Yeah, I don't like your coffee.
Better. Antonia, would you like something?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
She ran away fast.
Yeah. She
doesn't
want to be filmed.
She doesn't want to be on the camera. Huh? We're gonna make a movie of her when she's doing the demo.
But she is reading only.
Yeah, but today we are flying this, and then we are going out in Vienna, and then we're catching the Croatian Airlines at 7, huh? To go back home.
Yeah.
Good.
And I will continue.
You are continuing.
But you are sleeping in Vienna, huh?
Yes, on
You're
the
on
airport
NH
hotel.
airport. Yeah, that's
NH
good.
airport.
It's a nice hotel and it's close.
And we don't know how
it's
far.
walking distance.
Yeah.
And we don't know what will be that. I know for the next day, but not for the end.
Yeah, they said something from Rotterdam that we were gonna maybe go somewhere in Italy, something like this.
Yes, Athens maybe we will land. I don't know, but we will see.
Gabor, Malev never flew the long range, huh?
Yeah, they flew.
They flew.
Yeah, Ilyushin 62.
Ilyushin 62. It's a 4-engine.
Yeah, and Boeing for a short time there were Boeing 707 as well, cargo.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And not to mention that the long range with the Malev flew with the Boeing 767. I was thinking it is even the old ages, but after the Malev was flying Japan and US.
Singapore, I think, huh?
Yeah, many. It was the Malev flying with the Olympic team to Australia. I don't want to do that job because I understood the importance of my sleeping and resting period, and I found it's better not to sacrifice. And also, it needs. We are different, and some people enjoy that, some people enjoy that. I love this jumping in Europe.
Yeah, I never flew the long range, but I was talking with some long range pilots and they told me, some of them told me that it's very good. That when you try, you're gonna like it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I have now a friend, he's flying on a DHL on the 330. He's flying cargo from Leipzig to United States, and he said it's very nice for them.
Weekly one landing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're flying without the cabin crew, without the passengers. So they're enjoying.
Nobody is complaining about temperature.
And about the slots.
Yeah. Yeah, but night flying.
Yeah. Yeah, the night flying is killing you.
It's hard to stay awake.
Yeah, or you're awake during the night and then during the day you're sleeping when everybody's.
And the difference that when I was flying with the Mole, like working almost like working as an office, because I was always home. 50% of the flight from the base airport, but for the charter, moving, and they don't know us. We don't have much ground supportations, and it needs much more improvisation and moving hotel by hotel. And,
yeah,
it's different kind of charter
but
flights.
the charter is nice for the experience of the young pilots.
Yeah, for the
you
experience, it's the best because it's challenging your capability always.
Yeah.
But
because you never know where you're gonna finish or where you're gonna go to fly.
And you are not always starting from your home base.
Of course not.
Sometimes you are taking
and
some
a lot
scheduled flight to
and
to
a
reach
lot
your
of specialties.
first starting position. And yeah,
and lot of different flights. You know, sometimes you have a VIP flight, sometimes you're flying with the football players, some basketball teams, some sport group, Olympic
musicians.
Yeah, musicians.
And I remember the flight itself when we were flying in Libya. It was at that time I was flying over 30 years already, and I never experienced that feeling that in the desert when we started to fly. And the airport has nothing, only a runway and sound around. And I know that the runway ahead of us, and at the distance from 5 kilometers, none of us see the runway yet. And it was very interesting.
And very challenging, probably.
It's good remembrance. For the last 40 years, I'm happy that I saw the different environments, the different procedures, companies' policies. I enjoy it, and I'm happy that I was involved in this process, and that's why I'm still doing, because most of my life I've made scheduled flight. But this chartering, we are different. I appreciate. I enjoy that. I don't know what will happen during the day when we are starting.
They're gonna change everything.
And where you gonna sleep? In which city?
And how long are you gonna stay? Yeah, it's the same with the taxi aviation, the business aviation, and the charters. Yeah. It's like the business aviation is even worse. It's like on call.
Changes are usual thing.
They can change it during your flight. So just surprise! You have 2 more flights to do today.
You remember when we went to Reykjavik, Iceland, and we were scheduled to stay over there for 2 days. So we planned everything, to rent a car, to go for a Blue Laguna, and to spend nice time over there. You know, it's 6 hours away from Europe. Nobody will call us to come back. And when we landed, our operational center called us that, okay, you are going to hotel, you have a mandatory rest, but tomorrow morning you are going back to Europe and you have some extra flights.
And imagine Adria called us to come from Keflavik, from Iceland, to Pristina.
Yes.
Just positioning flight was 8 hours.
Yeah. With fuel stop in Keln and Ljubljana.
Imagine that, huh?
And you see the extra attention of the local specialties, the required extra services, the fuel prices, the fuel supply, who is because every airport has different handling agencies. Who is our handler? Who is our fuel side? So we need much more attention to remember what we are doing now and to coordinate and improvisate, because the troubles are always approaching us. For instance, the airports are not trained for the Fokker. We have to train the staff how to make the pushback. And if we are missing it, then we are creating troubles, because in case improper handling, we will be separated from the hydraulic, and we have to call back someone.
The good thing is that we are taking our mechanic with us most of the time.
Yeah,
and
he can
in
help us
case
a
of
lot.
any technical issue, it's hard to find technical support for Fokker 100 nowadays in Europe.
Yeah, there is nobody.
So
they don't know which stairs to use.
And when my risk period expired, I cannot expect that I will be not called, let's go fly somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
I really admired the speed of this company in preparation for whatever task. So several times I experienced how fast the situation changing, and the company is ready to move, to give hand to another airline, or to escape someone captured. And I enjoy that, for instance, flying for the Italian police, how they are acting. I saw that what kind of people, how they treated. It makes that we are not boring.
Not boring, yes.
We are not boring at all in the air nor on the ground.
No. Yeah, company can adopt for any kind of operation.
Yeah, and actually now the season's gonna start, so we're gonna be all the time in the aircraft. And I was at home now. I was just flying like I don't know, every 4th, 5th day, some stupid flight and coming back home. So actually it was good for me.
Yesterday the company called me that Gabor, there is a flight planned for you. It was 1 o'clock afternoon. You have to be ready, fit for the flight by 7 o'clock in the morning in Zagreb. So give me how will you travel us, and I will inform you the hotel booking and the crew picking up. So our life is that we should be ready. The order comes and we have to be always ready. Only the rest period which are protecting us, but in the rest period we have to be rest because we have to be fit for the flights.
We have only few pilots based in Zagreb, so
But actually we are used to that, to call us every time. But our family it's not, you know. And when, for example, when they get used that we are at home all the time, and after that we start with the season, going everywhere, flying, then they're a little bit,
big change,
you know, why are you going now? You're never at home. You're never here for this.
I was
and
at
I'm returning home.
Why you are returning?
Yeah, I was
listening.
I was at home since end of
October.
September.
Yeah.
And I had only few flights per month, like 2-3 flights per month. So I was at home most of the time. And now when season starts, it will be big difference.
Yeah, you will not be at home.
Yep.
So for me, okay, sometimes when I'm not flying like 2-3 months, then I'm boring. I don't know what to do. You know, I want to go somewhere. But you know, everybody else used on that you're at home and that you can't on you. And as soon as you start flying, that's it. You are not available for anybody. You know, because you are in Madrid, in Vienna, I don't know, in Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Milano, Keflavik, Reykjavik, Faroe
You're at
Islands.
home just to change your things in your suitcase.
You have 2 suitcases. You just leave one at home and take another
and
one.
continue.
Yeah. You put the car in the garage and you forget how to drive it because you don't have a time to do it.
And the family is not enjoying when I'm landing around midnight at Budapest, but no public transportation.
And
I'm asking them to come for me to pick up the airport.
Yeah.
In the middle of night.
Yeah.
They tell you forget. Take a taxi.
Yeah, I can go to hotel or take a taxi, but
yeah. Actually, my son just this year he went to the university and he also wants to become a pilot. You know, now he's having that exams. For now on, he didn't fail any. We're gonna see. Yesterday he was doing the mathematics and he told me that he's not really sure that he's gonna pass. And I said, yeah. After that, if you fail, you're gonna be the real student. You know, you need to pass some exam.
Of course.
So he wanted to become a military pilot, the fighter jet pilot. But now, yeah, he's on the civilian one, and I think it's much better than to do the
it is
especially
in
Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah, there is nothing to fly.
They are not flying much.
No, they don't flying at all. You know.
Only that firefighting.
Yeah, and the
guys.
pilots for the if you are instructor, and the helicopter guys with search and rescue.
Yeah.
So Antonio will explain how we are dealing, how we are deciding who is pilot flying, who is pilot monitoring, and what the pilot flying doing, pilot monitoring doing. So for everybody that doesn't know, the captain and the co-pilots are both the pilots, and it's always the captain doing one leg and the co-pilot is doing the second leg, and they are both can fly, and when the captain is flying, the co-pilot is doing the communication. When the co-pilot is flying, the captain is doing the communication. And yeah, you can say
so
the rest
as you said, we are changing our duties on the every leg. So one leg captain is pilot flying, the other one first officer is pilot flying. At the moment captain is pilot flying, so he is monitoring flight instruments and all the data which is most important. Also through the FMS he is putting information about our route, our speed and fuel calculation. And while I'm pilot monitoring, my job is to communicate with air traffic control and to monitor fuel and time. So I'm doing paperwork, checking if we have enough fuel and if we are on time. When I'm pilot monitoring on ground, I'm responsible to do walk around to check if aircraft is in good condition to commence the flight. Also I'm responsible for refueling, but as long as we are carrying technician with us, usually he will take care about that. And that's it. Actually we are doing same job, but we are changing our rules from flight to flight.
So, you ready for briefing?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. So we received the clearance for a Duxo 1 Delta
Correct.
arrival. We just passed a Duxo. And we started descent, VR180. Flying towards Mike Delta 001. And then Sirgu. We should be 250 on Mike Delta 001, which is in the system. And Sirgu is the clearance limit, so we cannot proceed beyond the Sirgu if we don't get the clearance, okay?
Yeah.
If we don't get clearance, we're gonna join the holding over Sirgu.
Yeah, roger.
Okay, after Sirgu to Asbin, and then Papa Delta Tango VR. For approach, ILS Zulu runway 32, it's chart 1110.
Checked.
Effective for 5th of December. Localizer frequency 109.1. Final approach course 323.
Checked.
Final altitude check at 3.9 miles, 3,195 feet, with a decision altitude of 2,094, and I have set 2,100 feet.
2,100 set.
Elevation it's 1,998. And the minimum sector's altitudes are 5,000 from the northeast and 4,300 from the northwest. Interception, it's 9.4 miles from Mike Bravo Bravo, with a 3 degrees glide and Papi from the left and the right hand side. We should be on 5,000 feet already at 14.3 miles, and without platform we're gonna reach 9.4 and descend. In case of misapproach, we're gonna straight ahead heading to 5.6, then left with maximum 185 knots to intercept radial 291 from Sierra Sierra Yankee. So I will set Sierra Sierra Yankee on the VR, okay?
Okay. 11785.
And
291.
291.
Tango Delta Romeo 99521, descent flight level 160.
Descent flight level 160, Trader 90521.
$160 set.
Checked.
Low limit.
Checked.
Okay, your controls and continuing with the briefing, okay?
Yeah.
To intercept radar 291 Sierra Sierra Yankee, which we set here at or above 4,000. Then left, maximum 220. To intercept radar 235 from Charlie November Romeo. Cross 14 miles, Charlie November Romeo at 6,000. Then left with 220 to intercept radar 331 Whiskey Tango Bravo. Direct to Eurowings to join holding at 6,000. Do not climb above 6,000. So
Okay.
everything is in the system. And we have the misapproach in the system, okay?
Yes, and I have second radial set on my side.
Okay, expecting landing with flaps 42, landing weight 71.6, and
Approaching.
VFTO it's 160. I will set to go around, okay?
Tango Delta today 99521, hold over Sirgu, clearance limit Sirgu.
Hold over Sirgu, Trader 90521.
Daj, koji je hold?
Samo tren. Lijevi.
Okay, inbound course.
270. Ide do
Okay.
40.
Evo. So Sirgu, insert it, 270, left turns, okay?
I reduced to 20.
It's reduced.
Yeah, I reduced it manually.
Okay, so everything is set and I briefed you. Any questions regarding the taxi routing? We still don't know what is our
We know.
apron.
Tango 14.
Tango 14. They got A.
Captain, cabin is ready for landing.
Okay, thank you. Ciao.
Altitude 12,000 feet, 1030, radar 1,000 feet or greater.
Descend 12,000 feet, QNH 1030 with rate 1000 or greater, trader 90521.
Okay, 12,000 feet set QNH 1030.
Set. ECP approach.
And passing 16,200 feet. Now.
Plus 20.
Let's approach.
Descent.
Descent and approach.
Descent checklist MFDS checked. ASP arrival QNH 1030. Seatbelt no smoking sign is on. Arrival briefing performed.
Except the taxi routing.
Yep. Pro checklist ECP approach both sides. MFDS checked. Altimeter setting QNH 1030 3 times. Ignition normal and pressurization checked. Pro checklist complete.
Okay. So taxi routing, you said Mike?
Tango 14.
Oh dear, Tango 14.
It's on Terminal 2.
Terminal 2? I have Terminal 2. Where is the Terminal 2? Parking stand at
third from below, yeah. You see now, Tango 14.
Ah, we are on the finger.
Could be, yeah.
Good.
So we just enter a holding over Point Sirgu, as there is some traffic congestion in Madrid, and we can expect to wait some time before we get further clearance for approach.
We're gonna see. Probably we're gonna get now to proceed on some heading.
Yeah.
We are good with the fuel and everything is prepared. So everything is as briefed.
Yep.
So regarding the taxi, we're gonna vacate Kilo 5.
Approaching.
So with the Kilo, we're gonna go to Kilo Charlie 321 and then via Alpha.
Yep.
All the way
all the way with Alpha. All the way with Alpha
Tango
to,
Delta Romeo
I believe,
90521 heading north, right heading north.
Right heading 360, Trader 90521.
heading north set.
Checked.
So all the way with Alpha, and then we're gonna join via Golf 2 or Golf 1 to come, probably Golf 2, to come to Telco 14, okay?
Yep, clear.
And just watch, because they're gonna change you a lot of frequencies during this.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna tell us to hold Alpha 10-2, Alpha 10-3, Alpha 10 something.
Yeah, yeah.
And on all of this you need to change the... Okay, heading 360 is selected and we are now under the vectors.
Checked.
Why she took us at 360? I don't know.
That 90521, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1030.
This at 6,000 feet, QNH 1030, Trader 90521.
6,000 feet.
Checked.
Selected, low limit. Turning left 320.
Checked.
Looks nice, huh?
Yeah.
Lights are on.
Checked.
Other 90521, proceed left heading 245.
Left heading 245, Trader 90521.
245 heading set. The heading's green.
Checked. So we exit holding, and now we are on the radar vectors for final approach, runway 32 in Madrid.
90521, flight has been.
Direct has been.
Direct has been, Trader 90521.
Direct has been set. Nav.
Checked.
I will reduce 500.
Checked.
She asked for 1,000 before, huh?
Yeah, but we are almost 6,000.
Yeah. There is always some hauling you need to perform.
Yeah.
Here in Madrid, all the time.
Trader 90521 127 decimal 1, bye bye.
127.1, Trader 90521, bye bye.
You have it.
Madrid approach, hello, Trader 90521.
Trader 90521 on radar contact, maintain present heading and speed, expect 32 right.
On present heading and speed to expect runway 32 right, Trader 90521.
Heading green.
Trader 90521, right turn heading 255, initial vector.
Right heading 255, Trader 90521.
Heading 255, set.
Checked.
Last time when I was in Madrid, I was flying with 320 and the Domago Imaginary was with me. And everything was fine. We got also the Sirgu holding, then we got the vectors coming there, landing, and we were in approach with approach frequency. And she didn't tell us to go the tower frequency. And we came on 5 miles final, still nothing. 4 miles, nothing. 3 miles, nothing. And then I told to Domago, he was pilot monitoring, just check with them, should we call
transfer
the tower or what? And he called and she actually
Trader 90521, right turn heading 290 degrees, final vector, gain localizer, 32 right.
Right heading 290 for localizer runway 32 right, Trader 90521.
Okay, heading 290, sir, lock is arm, lock is blue.
Checked.
We got the tower, it was 2 miles. And we just said Trader, I don't know what was the call sign, and she said clear to land.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But you know, it was stupid to pull a go around.
It's late.
That. Yeah, if it's late. But 2 miles final, you know. Okay, we were slow and we were...
Trader 90521, call final approach 127505, adios.
127505, Trader 90521, adios.
You have it.
Approach, hello, Trader 90521.
Trader 9521, radar contact, 5000 feet, clear ALS Zulu 32 right.
Descend 5000 feet, clear for ALS Zulu, runway 32 right, Trader 90521.
5000 set.
Checked.
Land mode arm.
Checked.
Outlook blue.
Checked.
And low limit.
Yeah.
Vertical speed.
Checked.
He wants us to keep 220 still, huh?
He doesn't say anything.
Are we gonna see? Are we gonna ask him after, before the reaching the
glide?
Runway is inside.
Runway inside.
The glide is alive.
Checked. And alt captured.
Lock captured.
Checked.
This approach is 6000.
Yes.
Flap 8.
Speed check, flap 8. Glide captured.
Checked. Ask him about the speed. Or her.
Trader 90521 can reduce speed.
8 from sir, speed at your destination now on call Barajas on 118.980. Adios.
118.908, Trader 90521. Bye bye. Tower hello, Trader 90521 established on ILS runway 32 right.
9521, buenas, continue approach, between traffic approximately 2 miles from final, and right.
Flap 25.
1525.
No, 25 možeš.
Speed check, flap 25.
Misliš zbog gira, jel da?
A da.
Da. And gear down.
Speed check.
Čekaj da dođe.
Gear down. Three green.
Autopilot disconnected.
Landing checklist.
We can do it flaps 42. Okay, sorry. Landing checklist.
Landing checklist, landing gear down 3 green, flaps 25, lift dampers armed, altimeters 3100 compared, minimum set, go around altitude 6000 checked, and strobe on. Landing checklist completed.
Just advise the crew.
Landing.
Flaps 42.
Speed check, flaps 42.
What is set to call 2 miles, huh?
Trader 9521, runway 32 right, clear to land, wind count.
Clear to land, runway 32 right, Trader 90521. Oh, he said that traffic in front of us was 2 miles.
Lights are on, everything is done, we are clear to land.
Stabilized. Approaching minimum.
Inside, continue.
Minimum.
Landing.
Lift dampers out. Reverse is green.
Kilo 5, huh?
Yep.
Trader 9521, left, taxi by Alpha.
Vacating left, continue by Alpha, Trader 90521.
When you're ready, light, runway gauge checklist.
APU.
Yes.
Okay, the checklist NVDS check, flaps up, speed brakes in, step trim 2 degree nose up, radar is off, APU ready to start. I started already, and strobe light out. Runway K checklist completed.
When it's our departure time? 1 o'clock. Zulu, huh? Or 1:15, what? I forgot.
It's 1 Zulu.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a half an hour.
Continue via Alpha, Trader 98521. Ah, they are still flying 340, Airbus 340.
Yeah.
Only few of them. Ground hello, Trader 90521, turning Alpha 14.
Trader 90521, buenos días. Continue via Alpha, hold short of Golf 4.
Yeah, right then left.
Left, it's clear.
Right is clear, you can continue. Should be here. 11, 12. Should be. There is nobody over there.
It is. Okay, kill the lights, please.
Lights off.
I ako možeš ovu ubiti njima grijanje da ne grije.
A, to
Daj, nemoj mi stati.
Upslope.
Good.
AP is available. Parking checklist, fuel levers.
To cut off.
Chocks.
Will be.
Park brake.
Chocks are in place.
Okay, park
Parking
brake.
Released.
Beacon.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
4 off.
Prop heat.
7 off.
EFIS.
Dimmed.
Dimmed, flight controls locked, MFDS checked, transponder 2000 standby. Mobile phone on, documents filled, parking checklist complete.
Thanks. And guys, as you probably noticed, we have just landed in Madrid airport in Spain. Just parked, the doors are still waiting to be open. I hope you enjoyed with us and this flight with Air-Clips and Traders Fokker 100 aircraft. And see you next time. Thank you
soon.
And bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you very much from Air-Clips for watching today. That's been it. I hope you've enjoyed this fantastic Fokker 100 show and you have enjoyed the great service and great people of Croatia's Trade-Air. A very, very nice company. Please make sure to subscribe to airclips.com, to leave your thumbs up and to leave a little comment under this film, at least to appreciate the great efforts of the kind crew to show you their fantastic aircraft and their work here at Trade-Air. Thank you very much for watching and make sure that you visit movies.airclips.com for hundreds of ultimate cockpit movies for free for you to enjoy. Thank you very much. Bye for now.